knowing what's going on.
Please.
My cat finally came out.
Looks like.
Yeah, you can be guys.
Thank you.
Hey, good.
No, you're fine.
I know, right? She's gonna have to get me copies because I couldn't find anything like this in the museum. That's all the photos. We have newspaper clippings, but that's it. No.
Was it, I'm not gonna pick it up there and then
No, there was buildings up to the church.
City police station was on the first floor in the back.
Yeah, I've never
And
saw
there was
it.
a courtroom on the second floor as well.
Yeah, Fleischman's Bakery made their wedding cake.
Oh.
Just a couple of years. It's right here. Oh, you're good.
Yeah. We have photos like that, just like after it was built. And
Well, and you know why this is different, right?
Yes, I
well,
Dr. Hale's wife.
Oh, okay.
Their son had an art studio on the top floor, and so she was frightened. His inexpensive studio.
Finished right on time. I'd like to bring the regular August 19, 2021 Wilmington City Council meeting to order. May we have roll call, please?
Okay.
Here.
Snar? Here. Fickert?
Here?
Turkey? Here. Evelyn?
Here.
Learman?
Here.
Swinler?
Here.
Mr. President, you have one.
Thank you, everyone's here. And if y'all stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You just join me in a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Just want to say that we had quite an interesting thing outside tonight, and I have an idea that Mary Kate might have more to say about it in a little while, so we'll leave that for her. Under my agenda, you have the agenda itself. Do we have any additions or corrections?
I move that we approved.
I think we do have.
Yeah, I do, Mr. President. Under item 15, reports to council, we need to amend the agenda to include the auditor treasurer report, please.
Second.
So we have a motion second to amend the agenda to include the auditor treasurer's report. Do all approve of the amended agenda? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is accepted. We also have your August 5th, 2021 meeting minutes. Any additions or corrections?
I move to be accepted as presented.
Second?
Motion by Berkey, seconded by Fickert, that the meeting minutes of August 5th be approved as presented. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. Next thing on my agenda is the appointment of our new clerk of council, Darcy Reynolds, and she's with us tonight. Hi, Darcy. I don't know if anybody wanted to speak to her or ask her any questions, or just say hey before we do need to formalize her appointment. Nothing? Got nothing? Okay.
You
might want to just step out while we vote. You might feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
See you in a minute. Okay, you do have a resolution 2135 appointing the new clerk of council, exactly the same as our previous appointment. This would be through the end of the year. Any other discussion? As for first reading then?
So move.
Okay. You have a second?
Second.
A motion second for first reading, resolution 2135. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Do we have the first reading, please?
A resolution appointing the clerk of council of the city of Wilmington and declaring an emergency.
Nobody asked for the suspension of rules and regulations. Get the second, third reading in five minutes.
So move.
Second.
Motion second for the suspension of rules. Roll call, please.
Snor.
Yes.
Bickert.
Yes.
Perky.
Yes.
Evelyn.
Yes.
Learman.
Yes.
Swindler.
Yes.
McKay.
Yes.
Second, third reading, please.
A resolution appointing the clerk of council of the city of Wilmington and declaring an emergency.
We have a motion.
I'll move to pass resolution 2134 as read.
Second.
Motion second to pass it. Roll call, please.
Bickert.
Yes.
Perky.
Yes.
Evelyn.
Yes.
Learman.
Yes.
Swindler.
Yes.
McKay.
Yes.
Snor.
Yes.
Resolution 2135 passes. And, you know, I just want to say, Justin, you've done a great job for us. We appreciate everything. And thank you for your service. And we'll expect you to continue. Somebody would like to go out and tell Darcy that she can return. We passed it.
Thank you.
That's all I have. Mayor Stanford.
If you haven't noticed, it's back to school time, so watch those buses, bus stops, make sure you stop. Also, Wilmington College, see my new t-shirt. Wilmington College is back, freshman orientation was tonight. Classes start Monday. Third Friday on Sugar Tree, that's gonna be the 20th, which is this Friday, from 6 to 10. Of course, there's food and lots of live entertainment. Lincoln Street Summer Concert is Saturday, the 21st, from 4 to 9 on the lawn of the Clinton County Historical Center. All donations go to Sleep in Heavenly Peace and Sugar Tree Ministries. I don't know how much this council's aware of our dilemma on our grant for the trail or not. But ODNR decided not to give us our $500,000 that we had coming. Their opinion is because of Cedar Creek fight, which is ongoing in court, they would rescind our $500,000 grant, even though it comes from a bonded fund, which is an entirely different fund. But Mary Mertz graciously agreed to meet with us. We pled our case.
She's the director of ODNR.
Yeah, she is the director of ODNR. And Brian, our attorneys, Rick Schaefer was there with us. But even though I pled our case as best I could, she said, no, pay us the money and then we'll give you the grant. So that's an ongoing thing, and we will now pursue other paths. We will get the governor involved in this, and get our state rep involved in this, our state senator involved in this, anybody else that I can possibly do. Put pressure on her and let her see the error of her ways. which our attorneys pointed out to her in that meeting. And on a more positive note, the Stanforth plan has increased by 1. My stepson, Aaron Seifert, and his wife Jessica, last Wednesday, had a little baby girl. And technology is just so incredible. They set up a camera over her shoulder. They're in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. My wife's daughter, and my wife's granddaughter. We're all three sitting in our kitchen watching this lady give birth. This little girl. And you talk about a bunch of crying women. They did not know whether it was going to be a boy or girl. Little girl pops out. Her name is Abigail Louisa. She was 7 pounds, 2 ounces, and 19 inches, and my wife is dying to get to Arizona. Back to you, Mr. President.
You gotta see that baby.
You got her, buddy.
So Kelsey, did I take that you're not gonna have your,
No, I kind of wish I didn't have to see.
Kelsey's over there going,
The stamina, I'm so impressed.
But Kelsey, it was very discreet for her. Because we get back over her shoulder.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and you can see the doctor, the baby catcher's right down here.
I've done this before, but I still want to see the blood.
all right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Alder Vance.
I think I talked enough earlier. The sign right here was over my door in the old city building, along with that trash can that I brought with me, obviously. Thank you all for attending, and I thank everybody who helped, like I said, shepherd this way all the way through. There will be others, and glad this one's done. So thank you all. You also have with you that was added at the end, the auditor's treasurer's report, as we had talked about before. So if anyone has questions, we can address them then, if anyone has anything. And feel free to, come and talk to me afterwards if you'd like any explanations. Sometimes that's easier. So, but we do have the PowerPoint pictures. I have over 100 pictures of this building going up and down. This is just about half of them. So Shelby will be getting a lot of them. Thank you, Mr. President. I have nothing further.
You may or may not remember, but I had an office in that building too when I was clerk of Union Township.
No, I don't.
And Union Township was given an office in the city building at that time. By whatever reason. But
We're just being nice to you for a short time.
thank you. Thank you, Alder Vance.
You're welcome.
And thanks for your presentation. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
Well researched.
Great job.
It was good.
Thank you.
Safety Service Director, Mr. Scheidegger, looks like you got a lot of stuff.
Just a few items, yeah, it's nothing too cumbersome. First item is 3 readings on a resolution authorizing the city of Wilmington to participate in the proposed opioid litigation settlement plan of claims against distributors in the suits. This is something that a lot of the municipalities are joining. I mean, there's several cities, and Brett and Justin, I know both of you guys have kind of taken the lead on this. Brett, is there anything you want to say? I mean, a lot of cities are joining this. We're just trying to get our fair share of the pie.
It requires a certain percentage of municipalities to actually engage and sign up for it. And at this point, though, at this juncture, I don't think we're over that threshold. So there is concern that might happen. If it is, then I have to go back to the drawing board, and I think the same thing will approach. Ultimately, the funds will be used for effectively remedial measures for the epidemic. I'm not sure what we would receive, but Hillsborough, which is smaller, I think is getting around 160,000. I think they're going to utilize it for treatment, rehab, rehabilitation, things of that nature. It's not money that we can just go, your bike path for or something like that, but it's still, there's no reason not to get involved,
Right.
so.
Nothing to lose. It's one of those things where it protects our interest if we join, so.
I think it's about 140,000 for the city.
And the suit is specific, oh, sorry. It's specifically against Cardinal, McKesson, Amerisourcebergen.
Yes. no other questions, that's all I have on that item.
We have a motion on resolution 2129.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion for first reading resolution 2129, and a second by McKay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Do we have first reading, please?
A resolution authorizing the city of Wilmington to participate in the proposed opioid litigation settlement plan of claims against distributors and the suits against Amerisource, Bergen, Cardinal Health, and McKesson, and declaring an emergency.
Move to suspend the rules and regulations, give resolution 2129 second and third reading by title only.
Second.
Motion second for suspension of the rules. Roll call, please.
Perky?
Yes.
Evelyn?
Yes.
Learman?
Yes.
Swindler?
Yes.
McKay?
Yes.
Snar?
Yes.
Bicker?
Yes.
All in favor, may we have second, third reading, please?
A resolution adopting final legislation for, a resolution authorizing the city of Wilmington to participate in the proposed opioid litigation settlement plan of claims against distributors and the suits against Amerisource, Bergen, Cardinal Health, and McKesson, and declaring an emergency.
Move to pass resolution 2129 as read.
Second.
Motion second for passage of resolution 2129. Roll call, please.
Evelyn?
Yes.
Learman?
Yes.
Swindler?
Yes.
McKay?
Yes.
Snar?
Yes.
Bicker?
Yes.
Perky?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2129 passes. Next item.
Yeah, the second item I have, this is something that I'm excited about. We've talked about this multiple times. This is a final resolution, legislation for the downtown South Street Safety Improvement Project. This is south in Sugar Tree, south in Main, south in Logan Street, pedestrian improvements, traffic signal upgrades. I've said this over and over again, those signals will communicate with each other just like they will on Romback Avenue. You will find under the finance portion of the agenda tonight, we discussing this in committee, there will be a $95,000, I believe, supplemental. The increase from the original estimate to the final estimate has to do with, one, the increase in costs, overall costs of how things are going now. But more importantly, because we are retaining and rebuilding a brand new signal at Sugar Tree, that was not in the original estimate. That's something I know that we lobbied for to the state, saying, hey, we really want to keep our traffic signal there at Sugar Tree and South. Did I mess something up, Rick? You're always laughing at me. Did I screw something up? I always feel like when he's laughing at me, I feel like I said something I shouldn't.
And the guy threw to me.
Or because he's taking pictures?
Right, that was it.
Okay. So when he laughs, I'm like, oh, did I say something I shouldn't have said? That's the increase, so I'm done. Okay, that's what it is. Final legislation on the South Street Safety Improvement Project.
Motion, please.
I've got a quick question.
Yes.
Is that gonna be for the full corner for the stoplights, or is it just gonna be one stoplight?
At Sugar Tree,
Yeah.
there'll be four signals. There'll be
Four,
four-way,
all four, okay.
signals. Mhm.
I just want
And they'll be
clarification
the
on
same
that.
signals that we have on Locust and Main, and they'll all be communicating and
And that includes the bump outs at Sugar Tree
Yes.
and the new
for
crossing.
pedestrian improvements.
Okay.
Motion, please.
It's okay.
I move to give first reading on resolution 2131 by title only, please.
Second?
Have a motion by Ficker, second by Swindler. First reading of resolution 2131. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, may we have first reading, please?
A resolution adopting final legislation for downtown South Street intersection improvements. So adopt PID 111841 CLI US 68 14.97 in the city of Wilmington, declaring an emergency.
I move to suspend the rules and regulations and give second and third reading of resolution 2131 by title only.
Second?
Motion second for suspension of the rules. May we have roll call, please?
Learman?
Yes.
Swindler?
Yes.
McKay?
Yes.
Snar?
Yes.
Bicker?
Yes.
Perky?
Yes.
Evelyn?
Yes.
All in favor, may we have second, third reading, please?
A resolution adopting final legislation for downtown South Street intersection improvements. So adopt PID 111841 CLI US 68 14.97 in the city of Wilmington, and declaring an emergency.
Move for passage?
Second?
Motion second for passage. Roll call, please.
Swindler?
Yes.
McKay?
Yes.
Snar?
Yes.
Bicker?
Yes.
Perky?
Yes.
Evelyn?
Yes.
Learman?
Yes.
Resolution 2131 passes.
All right, the next piece of legislation is one that we always love. It's accepting a gift. This is a gift from Cratchit's Hometown Pharmacy for the City of Wilmington Police Department. I didn't know, Chief, you want to say something?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Yeah.
This is the second year in a row that Mark has gave a love offering of $1,000 for hydration for the police department. I don't know if you've ever seen the Sally Port doors open, but we buy water, we buy Gatorade, things for when we're training, we share throughout the city. If there's a critical incident, we're able to produce water at a moment's notice. So it's just a safety precaution. He's done it for us. This is the second year in a row, and we're grateful to have him as a community partner supporting us.
Do we have a motion?
Move for the first reading on resolution 2132 by title only.
Second. Motion by Swindler, second by Learman. Resolution 2132, first reading. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? May we have first reading, resolution 2132.
A resolution accepting a gift from Kratzer's Hometown Pharmacy for the City of Wilmington Police Department.
Move for the suspension of rules and regulations to give this item second and third reading by title only.
Second.
Motion by Swindler, second by Snar. Second, third reading, resolution 2132. Roll call, please.
Did I miss that?
I did that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
sorry.
You're fine.
McKay,
Yes.
Snar,
Yes.
Bicker,
Yes.
Perky,
Yes.
Evelyn,
Yes.
Learman,
Yes.
Swindler.
Yes.
All in favor, may we have second, third reading, please.
A resolution accepting a gift from Kratzer's Hometown Pharmacy for the City of Wilmington Police Department.
Move for passage.
Second.
A motion for passage, second by Learman. Roll call, please.
Snar,
Yes.
Bicker,
Yes.
Perky,
Yes.
Evelyn,
Yes.
Learman,
Yes.
Swindler,
Yes.
McKay.
Yes.
Resolution 2132 passes. Thank you, Mr. Kratzer.
Okay, the next piece, this is cool. The fire department, our local fire department took the initiative and they applied for a grant through the Clinton County Legacy Foundation. And we were fortunate enough to be awarded a grant. I believe it was, I don't know if you guys had the amount, it was in the range of $40,000. I believe.
44.
44, thank you. So
44.
there was, I think there was a picture in the paper on it, but before we can accept the, the grant, the gift, we have to pass a resolution. So we are very pleased that we were awarded that grant. The fire department was very appreciative. We need to accept the gift from the foundation.
Any questions? May we have a motion, please?
Move to give resolution 2133 first reading by title only.
Second?
Motion, second by Evelyn, first reading, resolution 2133. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? May we have first reading, please?
A resolution accepting a gift from the Clinton County Legacy Foundation for the City of Wilmington Fire Department declaring an emergency.
Move to suspend the rules and regulations and give resolution 2133 second and third reading by title only.
Second.
Motion second for suspension of the rules. Roll call, please.
Bicker,
Yes.
Perky,
Yes.
Evelyn,
Yes.
Learman,
Yes.
Swindler,
Yes.
McKay,
Yes.
Snar.
Yes.
We have a motion.
I'm sorry, we need to write or read it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, move for passage, it's right.
Did I miss the reading?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have the reading.
Okay, I was like, wait, I'm confused.
Well, legislation tonight.
What's why he's done that?
A resolution accepting a gift from the Clinton County Legacy Foundation for the City of Wilmington Fire Department and declaring an emergency.
I'll move to pass the resolution as read.
Second.
A motion, second for passage. Roll call.
Perky.
Yes.
Evelyn,
Yes.
Learman,
Yes.
Swindler,
Yes.
McKay,
Yes.
Snar,
Yes.
Bicker.
Yes.
Resolution 2133 passes.
All right, the final piece of legislation I have under my portion of the agenda, this is something we do every year. This is the resolution declaring it necessary to light the streets, et cetera, et cetera. We did bump it up, and this is something that's analyzed through the auditor's office as far as what we feel is appropriate. We are being proactive in adding additional streetlights throughout the city, so we did bump it up a little bit. I don't know, Auditor Vance, if you wanted to elaborate on that or not, but.
We look at what it takes, what it costs us annually to pay for, what was the, to light the streets. And then we do try to have enough of a buffer because with some of our new neighborhoods and some of the areas that perhaps need new lighting, we never know exactly what that number is, but we hope that we always have that, just enough of that buffer so that we're able to do those. So every year we have to report this to the county auditor's office so that they can add it on to your real estate taxes. So therefore we need this passed at this meeting.
And something I would like to engage the public in, I do get a lot of feedback from the Warren Knowles subdivision, Timber Lane, that area. There is no street lighting in that subdivision. That's something that has been brought to my attention, something we're exploring, we're looking into. That would be part of this as well. So if that's something we want to pursue, but there is additional lighting throughout the city with the new subdivisions and possibly adding street lighting in older subdivisions. So.
Have we looked to it evaluating like pedestrian level lighting in certain areas where we currently have, I think of Mulberry and some of those areas that are now more trafficked because of a lot of the buildup on Sugar Tree, but pretty dark for pedestrians at night.
Yeah, that's something we're definitely interested in. We've been talking to Miami Valley about that because they have the street light over here and then they have what's called a sidewalk pedestrian light over here.
Yeah.
And it's something that we've been asking them, hey, how much would it cost to do that on Mulberry, Sugar Tree, places like that? And I'm still waiting for a price from them to see if that's possible. So.
Yeah, I just noticed how many people go up and down that street in particular and park over there for all the special events and it gets really dark.
It is, I agree.
Great.
Any other questions? Have a motion?
I would move for the first reading on resolution 2134 by title only.
Second?
Motion second, first reading resolution 2134. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First reading, please.
A resolution declaring it necessary to light the streets, lanes, alleys, lands, squares, and public spaces in the city of Wilmington, Ohio, with electric lights, and for special assessments to be levied to pay the cost thereof for the year 2022, and declaring it an emergency.
I would move for the suspension of rules and regulations to give this item second and third reading by title only.
Second?
Motion second for suspension of the rules. Roll call, please.
Evelyn?
Yes.
Learman?
Yes.
Swindler?
Yes.
McKay?
Yes.
Snar?
Yes.
Bickert?
Yes.
Perky?
Yes.
Here, second, third reading, please.
A resolution declaring it necessary to light the streets, lanes, alleys, lanes, squares, and public spaces in the city of Wilmington, Ohio, with electric lights, and for special assessments to be levied to pay the cost thereof for the year 2022, and declaring an emergency.
Move for passage.
Second?
Motion second for passage. Roll call, please.
Learman?
Yes.
Swindler?
Yes.
McKay?
Yes.
Snar?
Yes.
Bickert?
Yes.
Perky?
Yes.
Evelyn?
Yes.
Resolution 2134 passes.
Thank you. The only thing I want to mention, I was going to pull it up, but I'm not going to do that tonight. Go to the News Journal website because the Rombach Avenue traffic pattern is changing tomorrow night. And the map is up there. I mean, it explains everything. So go to the News Journal website because it's going to be changing tomorrow night. They're going to be shutting down the eastbound lanes, so the Kroger side lanes will be closed. And then there'll be the one-way traffic goes both ways on the westbound lanes. So go to the website. I'm a visual person. Look at the map because it'll be a big change. I'm sure I'm going to be getting complaints and calls about it, but it is what it is, people. So that's going to be happening probably tomorrow night. It's going to get worse.
Are they?
Instead
It always gets better. Or
it's
gets
not going to
worse
get better.
before it
It's
gets
going to get
better.
worse because those eastbound lanes are going to be closed now and everybody's going to be smushed on the westbound side with no turn lane. Yeah. So
Are they running?
That's going to be the big deal.
it's going to be a big deal. It will, and that's, I'm not trying to cry wolf, but it's on the News Journal website. Look at it. Expect it. It's not
And
going
it
to
looks
be.
like, Brian, it's about 3 weeks. September
Yes.
15th or so is
Yeah, it's
about the
about a month.
estimate.
Are they running pretty much on schedule, Brian?
Right now they are, but people are, and I get the calls, when are you going to move the barrels? People, this is something I told you from the beginning, this is going to be a long project, and it's a headache, I get it, believe me, I get it. it's all year. It's gonna probably go into next year. This is a new way of thinking, a new way of driving, you know? And I'll be honest with you, I drove it before any construction happened, and I timed it. And then I drove it when it was really busy one day and they had all the construction. And from East Side Drive to the corporation limit, it was an additional 7 minutes for me on a very, very busy day. Take an extra 10 minutes. Take an extra 10 minutes, and understand it'll take you an extra 10 minutes to get from point A to point B on Romack Avenue. And we'll get through it, we'll get through it. Just have patience, it'll be so much better when it's done. But I can't reiterate that enough. It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Or go around. We have
Or you have a bypass, I know. But
Brian, I do have a question about that though. I know that the new traffic lights will be timed as part of the reason we're doing this.
Yes.
But one complaint that I see is that the lights are timed really bad
Yep.
right now for the construction. Is that something that we cannot change?
No, it's something that we had discussed, and
Okay.
yeah, it is, because, so, the question becomes, if you change the lights on so we're trying to get traffic on Romback to move as quickly as possible. If you start messing with those lights, then you're gonna have people start piling up off of Romback Avenue, trying to get onto Romback Avenue, if you change them. So it's a double-edged sword. So we have been we have been looking at it, been analyzing it, saying, hey, should we adjust these lights on Romback to make it flow faster, slower? But then it's a cause and effect type of situation. Like if you adjust it on Romback, then people trying to get on Romback will wait longer and stuff. So I wish there was an easy answer. There's not, but we have been
Okay,
looking
that's
at
good
it.
to know. I
Yeah.
can at least report that back.
People that have degrees and stuff in traffic engineering are the ones that have been looking at that, because I've brought that up as well. And they tell me, well, you're gonna have overflow at Kroger and overflow at Lowe's and Lowe's Drive and all, if you start messing with those lights. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that, but we are looking at it.
So this is in the news journal, I saw that, that's great. Does anybody know what social media will be on?
Mayor's website.
Mayor's website.
Website?
Will it be on there?
If it's not, we
I'm
will.
sure it will.
Yeah, if it's not, we'll get it up.
And I
there.
appreciate that they had it on the signs too. That was the first place
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Obviously not the map, but.
But I'll just be honest with you, even as late as just a couple hours ago, I said, is it really happening tomorrow night? We think it will. You know, it's always up in the air. So
Yeah.
it's supposed to happen tomorrow night, overnight, when they change the lanes. Don't be surprised if there's weather or something, and you go out there on Saturday and it's not changed. It's gonna happen eventually, but they told me tomorrow night that's what they're expecting to do, so.
And the businesses were given plenty of notice on that type, on this change.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I'm trying. That sign was out there for a week or two, I believe, but.
I know you said we had a
And the
guy
other
that
big
was,
issue is
that was there.
DP&L is doing the electrical change out. They had planned on doing it like the previous 2 Sundays. They had weather issues. They're planning on doing it this Sunday. My understanding is they communicate to the business owners that they're doing the electrical change on Sunday, this Sunday. I hope it all goes well, but, you know, it's very fluid. We'll get through it.
Maybe they can stay away from the church during the church hours.
Well, I don't know. I think they're on the far east side.
A really good thing that I saw and I've thought about for a lot of years is the Elks entrance. And, the new Elks entrance is going to line up with Progress Way, and that's just going to be so much better.
It'll be worth it.
Is that all we have for
Yeah, this time next year it should be.
I got a question for Brian. You want to say anything about that gas main break and the evacuations that took place out behind Wendy's?
That was a good Monday. Yeah, so part of the project, they hit a gas line, and I just want to say, I thought the police and fire department, they did a phenomenal job evacuating people. What's that?
I think that hit was across from Donato's.
Yeah. But I thought you guys did a phenomenal job. I mean, they evacuated. The only calls that I was getting was, do I really need to evacuate? Yes. I mean, that's serious. But they were like, the fire department would escort people back to their homes. They would check to make sure that the gas was, levels were low. I thought it was, given the circumstances, went very smooth. But that happens. It could happen again. There's so much stuff buried under there that, you think you know where everything is, but you never know because you're dealing with.
Was that medium pressure line that runs clear to Savannah?
I don't think it was.
No,
I don't think.
as soon as line will be pulled out.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was impressed with the response, and, that stuff happens. That's all I have, Mr. President. Sorry,
Thank you.
that was longer than I thought it was going to be.
It's all stuff you need to know. Thank you very much for what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, under council committee reports, city revitalization, Mr. Samar.
No report, Mr. President.
City services committee, Mr. Evelyn.
No report, Mr. President.
Finance committee, Ms. Vickers.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have two pieces of legislation this evening. The first is 3 readings on ordinance 2131. This is for supplemental appropriations. I'll walk through these. We did discuss these in Finance Committee earlier this evening, but can have further discussion if we need to. Item A for $15,000, that's regarding the landfill and composting. Basically, we are just over what we normally do from storm debris and things like that. Item B for $40,000. This is for work on the surface water berm, also at the landfill, and it's something that we've got to do. This is the one that we intended to try to do it in-house, but with EPA, we need to get this taken care of professionally. Item C for $75,000. This is also regarding the landfill for vehicle repairs. Some of you may recall we've gone through these earlier this year. Their vehicles, these expenses are just more than we've anticipated. I think that Mr. Scheidegger noted earlier that the recycling truck went down today. This isn't the first time, and that's going to be out for about a week. So I know we'll be putting a notice out. If your recycling did not get picked up today, that's probably what happened. Mine did not get picked up, and I usually know when that happens. Something went down because those guys are great about getting that. So those are some things that are adding up to this one here. Item D, this is for the American Recovery Fund. This is a large one. You might see $647,000. This is for the first half of the total that we expected to receive. These are new funds that were not budgeted. So just want to make that clear. Item E, the Coronavirus Relief Fund. This is just appropriating and finalizing some expenses that we had there. I mentioned in Finance Committee that we had talked about this in one of the other meetings and how, the money was accounted for, just hadn't been invoiced or whatnot yet. Item F, this is for the South Street project match, $95,000. Brian did mention this earlier too. So this is from, this is ODOT, right? No, ODNR. We get them mixed up. This one's ODOT. So ODOT gave us what they think that estimate's going to be, but we have to put those funds up now as a essentially goodwill gesture there. We'll get the estimates, the formal bids in September. Item G, this is for $2,400. This is a waste fund invoice that needs paid that hadn't come through. It's regarding the time clock, if you're wondering what that description is, if you saw that in your packet. Item H, this is for the grant that we just talked about with the fire department for $44,800. And then the last item, the mayor mentioned this, $405,000. This is for engineering contracts. Also discussed this in Finance Committee. So about $200,000 of this is for the Luther Warren Peace Path, the bike trail. The other would go to engineering services and inspections for, I don't know if you want to comment on this, but having someone who has the city's interest at heart to be overseeing multiple projects that we have going on. So not just Romback, not just bike trail, South Street, anything that we have going on. We really need someone.
Being built.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great point. We have some subdivisions work going on in Timberglen, and instead of just leaving those contractors to do the work that how they think it needs done, we really like having someone supervising and inspecting that work and holding them accountable into those high standards. We just feel it will pay off for administrations in the future. Questions on the supplementals?
And we would just ask Brian if you would make a comment to obviously the additional supplemental for the trail project, but also for that engineering assurance of our ability to withstand that in the general fund.
Yeah, Brian and I have typically discussed these before they hit here, just to make sure. I may not know the details like he does, but I do know that I can look at this total and say, yes, The general fund can sustain this. Yes, we're able to handle this at this point in time. And so I always want to reassure you all that we do try to look at these, and I'm always happy for you to call and ask. Don't ever hesitate.
Thank you.
And I will reiterate what I said in Finance Committee. I will never come before council unless the auditor has said you can go before council. I will never go rogue and ask for supplemental appropriations without the auditor saying, you may go. Yes,
Let's all remember.
And she asked you for a blessing.
I said that to the committee, and I'll say that again, and I'll say that for as long as I'm here.
It's just
Any
nice to
other
give
questions on
everybody
the
a
supplement?
behind that curtain.
Okay.
We'll not do that.
With that, I will ask for a first reading on ordinance 2131 by title only.
Second.
Have a motion by Pickett, second by Snar, for first reading for resolution 2130.
Ordinance.
That's what I meant. Oh, I'm in the wrong slot here again. Ordinance 2130. Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance making supplemental appropriations.
Move to suspend the rules and regulations and give ordinance 2131 second and third readings by title only.
Second. Have a motion, second by McKay, for second, third reading ordinance 2131. Roll call, please.
Swindler.
Yes.
McKay.
Yes.
Snar.
Yes.
Bicker.
Yes.
Perky.
Yes.
Evelyn.
Yes.
Learman.
Yes. May we have second, third reading, please?
An ordinance making supplemental appropriations.
Move for passage?
Second. Motion, second, passage. Roll call, please.
Swindler.
Yes.
McKay.
Yes.
Snar.
Yes.
Bicker.
Yes.
Perky.
Yes.
Evelyn.
Yes.
Learman.
Yes. Ordinance 2131 passes.
Thank you. Our last item this evening is ordinance 2132, making miscellaneous transfers. I'll run through these for you quickly. Items A and B are both related to the Mulberry project match, and in your packet, I won't go through all of these. A lot of these are water treatment plant, the driveway, furnaces, reservoir riprap, replacing doors, overhaul heaters, installing electrical switches, the valve at Burtonville, so on and so forth. And then item C for $3,000, that's for the CCA grant. This is for a radio and a portable charger.
And I just wanted to note, because we discussed this at length in the water committee meeting before sending it on to finance, and Rick provided some background, that the reason we're transferring from that Mulberry Street match project is because we'll actually be able to use American Recovery Funds for that project, which
Yes.
enables us to use these funds for critical items at the water department. So that's why, obviously, none of this is on Mulberry, so just so it's clear.
Yes,
We
thank you
had
for
that
that.
additional funding.
Any questions? Thank you for that, Kelsey. I move to give first reading on ordinance 2132 by title only.
Second?
Have a motion, second, first reading ordinance 2132. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance making miscellaneous transfers.
I move to suspend the rules and regulations and give second and third reading of ordinance 2132 by title only.
Second?
Motion, second, for suspension of the rules. Roll call, please.
McKay.
Yes.
Snar.
Yes.
Bicker.
Yes.
Perky.
Yes.
Evelyn.
Yes.
Learman.
Yes.
Swindler.
Yes.
May we have second, third reading, please?
An ordinance making miscellaneous transfers.
Move for passage.
Second?
Motion, second, for passage. Roll call, please.
Snar.
Yes.
Bicker.
Yes.
Perky.
Yes.
Learman.
Yes.
Evelyn.
Yes.
Swindler.
Yes.
McKay.
It's easy to throw us.
Sounds like we got
My
it.
hearing's not good.
Ordinance 2132 passes.
I don't think I voted.
McKay.
Yes.
Let's go at it for him.
Already passed it.
I'm sorry.
Nothing further this evening, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Very, I'm hurt by that.
All right.
He was testing me something I was told.
Settle down. All right. Judiciary Committee, Mr. Perkins.
No official report, Mr. President.
Public Works, Ms. Swindler.
Just one item that is a follow-through of one of those miscellaneous transfers that we discussed. Resolution 2130, allowing us to advertise for bids for the installation of the new main electrical switch. I always appreciate Rick's sense of humor, whereas this will ensure the continued supply of drinking water. It's important. So, the main electric at the plant is critical to the operation of the plant. So, are there any questions on that? Okay, if not, I move for the first reading on Resolution 2130 by title only.
Second?
Motion second, first reading, Resolution 2130. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First reading, please.
A resolution authorizing the advertisement for bids for the installation of new main electrical switch at the water treatment plant and declaring an emergency.
Move for the suspension of rules and regulations, give this item second and third reading by title only.
Second?
Motion for suspension of the rules, Resolution 2130. Roll call, please.
Bicker,
Yes.
Perky,
Yes.
Evelyn,
Yes?
Learman,
Yes.
Swindler,
Yes.
McKay,
Yes.
Snar.
Yes.
Seeing all in favor, may we have second, third reading, please?
A resolution authorizing the advertisement for bids for the installation of new main electrical switch at the water treatment plant and declaring an emergency.
Move for passage.
Second?
Motion second for passage. Roll call, please.
Perky,
Yes.
Evelyn,
Yes?
Learman,
Yes.
Swindler,
Yes.
McKay,
Yes.
Snar,
Yes.
Bicker.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2130 passes. Is that all you have, Ms. Swindler?
That is all. Thank you.
Solid waste recycling, Mr. McKay.
We have no official report tonight, but we do want to report, and there's a press release that's going to go out tomorrow. The recycling truck is down, and it's going to be down for about a week and a half. It needs some repair on it, so no recycling for a week and a half, but there's going to be more information in the news journal tomorrow. So that's all we have, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody alarm?
I think that means we're finished.
All right. We do have two reports tonight. What is your pleasure?
Move they be accepted as presented.
Second.
Have a motion second to accept the reports as presented. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The reports are accepted as presented. Now come to the portion of the meeting where it's open to the public. Anyone would like to address council, please come forward, state your name and address. Keep your comments as brief as possible. Yes, sir. Mr.
Hi, my name is Justin Dickman. I'd just like to thank all members of council, the mayor, Auditor Vance, Law Director Ruddick, and obviously President McKay for putting up with me for the past year. It's been a pleasure, and I'll miss all of you, but I appreciate working with you and wish you all the best of luck in the future. Also want to give a shout out to Brian and appreciate all the work that he and Taylor Stuckert have done on the trail project. I may be pestering you over and urging you to continue supporting that as a runner and a dog walker. It's very near and dear to my heart. So as my first official statement as a private citizen. Thank you all and best of luck.
You did a
Thank
great
you,
job.
Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
And you can come back anytime.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone else? Seeing no one, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned, thank you.